So a very good morning to all of you. राम नवमी की सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं to everybody. Wishing you a very happy Ram Navami. So as there has been a great chance of a lockdown being imposed in the Tri-City across Chandigarh, Panchkula and Mohali, so we could not conduct a live session, and that is why we are sending this recorded session so that there is no gap in your preparation with respect to the MCQs which we daily practice. Fine. So let's begin with the session today. So the first article which we are looking at, जो पहला article है जिसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, it talks about a free press in the country, or rather a free press across the countries in the world. So a world press freedom index has been released by Reporters Sans Frontiers, जिसका मतलब है Reporters Without Borders. Fine. ये एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, एक नॉन गवर्नमेंटल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो रिलीज करती है हर 2 साल बाद वर्ल्ड प्रेस फ्रीडम इंडेक्स. ठीक है. एंड इंडिया हैज रिटेन्ड इट्स स्पॉट ऑफ 142nd आउट ऑफ 180 कंट्रीज. तो सर्टेनली स्पॉट तो रिटेन किया है. पिछली रैंकिंग जो थी और ये वाली रैंकिंग सेम है, लेकिन द स्पॉट और द रैंक विच इंडिया हैज हेल्ड is certainly very poor. So India continues to be counted among the countries classified as bad for journalism and is termed as one of the most dangerous countries for journalists trying to do their jobs properly. अब देखो, जर्नलिज्म या प्रेस की, अब फ्री प्रेस की बात जब होती है तो just remember there are the 3 organs of the state which are the legislature, the judiciary and the executive. But for a vibrant democracy, it is said that the 4th organ apart from these 3 organs, the 4th organ or the 4th pillar as you can call it, is a free press. Or if you want to say that it is the press which is the 4th pillar or the 4th organ, then certainly, quote unquote, this press has to be free. It cannot operate under the subservience, or we can say under the clutches of the government of the day. इसीलिए कहते हैं कि फ्री प्रेस का जो होना बहुत ज़रूरी है एक वाइब्रेंट डेमोक्रेसी के लिए, एक लिविंग डेमोक्रेसी के लिए. ठीक है. सो दिस रिपोर्ट हेयर सर्टेनली sounds very bad or sounds in very bad light with respect to this, the existence of this 4th organ of the state or the 4th pillar as we call it, that is a free press. So the World Press Freedom Index ranks 180 countries, जिसमें से इंडिया 142nd पे आया है, same as last year, after it had consistently slid down from 133 in 2006. 2016 से ट्रेंड है कि कंसिस्टेंटली हम गिरते आए हैं इस इंडेक्स में और 142 पे लैंड किए थे पिछली बार, और इस बार भी जो है 142 ही हमारा रैंक है. देन इफ वी कंपेयर in the region, in the South Asian neighborhood of ours, then see Nepal is at a rank above India. एक चौंकाने वाली बात है कि हमारे नेबरहुड के हमसे छोटे कंट्रीज, हमारे पड़ोसी देश, वो हमसे बेहतर कर रहे हैं. They are placed better with respect to the freedom they have given to press in their countries, or you can say they are not regulating or coercing their press. So certainly it is a lesson we should learn from our neighbors perhaps. And Sri Lanka at 127. Myanmar, although now the military has taken over, but before the coup it was at 140, that is again above India. And Pakistan and certainly Bangladesh, they are although below. Topped yet again by Norway. Norway has retained its first rank, and Finland and Denmark at the 2nd and 3rd positions respectively. ठीक है. लास्ट कंट्री क्या है? एरिथ्रिया. जस्ट टू गिव यू अ पर्सपेक्टिव के आखिरी में एरिथ्रिया आया है. एंड चाइना, अगर हम चाइना की बात करें तो चाइना जो है 177 रैंक पे आया है। सर्टनली देखो चाइना और इंडिया का कंपैरिजन नहीं किया जा सकता। सर्टनली यू ऑल नो दैट चाइना इज नॉट अ डेमोक्रेसी एंड दैट इज व्हाई यू कैन नॉट कंपेयर इंडिया विद चाइना, राइट? बट या चाइना it is at 177th position and is only above North Korea, Turkmenistan, which are at 179 and 78 positions. Fine. So the Chinese are certainly an authoritarian regime. We cannot compare it with them, but yes, certainly the countries which are having a democratic setup, we can compare with them, and we can certainly come to the conclusion that there needs a lot to be done in India to have a free press, which is very essential for a vibrant democracy, right? So now moving to the question based on this, which of the following statements are correct with respect to World Press Freedom Index? So I'll pause for a couple of seconds. Until then you can solve this question, and then we'll discuss both the statements. So taking up the first statement, which says it has been published every year since 1990 by RSF or Reporters Sans Frontiers or Reporter Without Borders. So this statement here is incorrect because it has not been published since 1990. Its publishing body, that is RSF, is an independent NGO with consultative status with the United Nations. This is correct. UN के साथ जो है इसका consultative status इसको grant किया था United Nations ने, and this statement 1 would have been correct had this year been 2002 and not 1990. Fine. So your correct statement is only 2. So your answer becomes B. Fine. चलिए. So moving ahead, you can take a look at the World Press Freedom Index in the PDF. Now the next article, that is Sudarshan Sen Committee. Now the Reserve Bank of India, to review the working of the asset reconstruction companies, it has set up this committee under the chairmanship of Sudarshan Sen, and that is why I have mentioned the Sudarshan Sen Committee. So let's look at the provisions of this. So RBI has set up to undertake a comprehensive review of the working of asset reconstruction companies in the financial sector ecosystem. Now we all know that with respect to the non-performing assets, the asset reconstruction companies play a pivotal role or a significant role when it comes to recovering the bad loans. Fine. It has been mooted. The idea of setting up, a bad bank also has been mooted every now and then, since you can say it had been hotly discussed since the days of Dr. Raghuram Rajan being at the helm of affairs in the Reserve Bank, being the governor. But yet there has been no consensus. But this is a new development that RBI has set up this committee, and it has been tasked with to recommend suitable measures for enabling the asset reconstruction companies to meet the growing requirements, certainly of the financial sector. The committee is a 6-member committee and will be headed by Sudarshan Sen, that is the chairman, who was the former executive director of Reserve Bank of India. ठीक है, तो देखो पहले भी यूपीएससी ने प्रीलिम्स में कमेटीज के चेयरमैन के रिलेटेड सवाल पूछ रखे हैं, और डायरेक्टली ये भी पूछ रखा है कि विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कमेटीज रिलेट्स टू विच डोमेन. ठीक है, जैसे पीजे नायक कमेटी है, मल्ली मठ कमेटी है, जस्टिस वर्मा कमेटी है, कई सारी अलग अलग कमेटीज हैं जो इंपॉर्टेंट है यूपीएससी के लिए. एंड दैट इज व्हाई please remember that Sudarshan Sen committee was tasked with or is tasked with the reviewing of the asset reconstruction companies in the financial sector of India. Fine. Also the panel will review the role of ARCs in resolution of stressed assets, including under insolvency and bankruptcy code. अब देखो IBC दोबारा जो है चर्चा में है, and I am telling you again, last year in 2020 in the wake of pandemic, the government had suspended any initiation of proceedings under IBC, and now since again we are witnessing a surge in cases of COVID, being termed as the second wave. So it could be a possibility that in near future as well, the industrial sector, the manufacturing sector, and all the, you can say, the leading industrialists of the country, they urge the government again to suspend the proceedings which can be initiated under insolvency and bankruptcy code. So that is another thing. UPSC won't go into that when was it suspended or when was it reinstated. But the point which I'm trying to convey here is that you should know everything about IBC. You should know things about the insolvency and bankruptcy code and the ARCs. Fine. Also to give suggestions for improving liquidity in and trading of security receipts. ठीक है. फिर it has also been asked to review business models of ARCs. कि ARCs जो हैं वो कौन से business models पे operate करती हैं. So I hope that is clear. Fine. चलिए, तो यहाँ बात कर रहे थे पर्टिकुलरली इस कमेटी के बारे में और इसको क्या क्या टास्क जो हैं वो दी गई हैं. नाउ मूविंग टू द क्वेश्चन. यस, which of the following statements is are incorrect with respect to ARCs or asset reconstruction companies? I'll give you a couple of seconds. I'll pause here and you can solve it. Okay, so I believe that you must have read both these statements and comprehended them. So ARC की बात हो रही है. The union government has set up an asset reconstruction company under a joint ownership of all the state-owned banks. No, this is incorrect. ऐसा कोई भी step अभी तक नहीं उठाया है, although इसकी बात की गई थी. The Union Budget 2021-22 had proposed ARC to be set up by state-owned and private sector banks. Now this is correct. 2021-22 का जो बजट था उसमें एक प्रपोजल ऐसा रखा गया था, लेकिन ये अभी तक सिर्फ प्रपोजल की ही स्टेज में है. इट इज़ इन द स्टेज ऑफ एन आइडिया इटसेल्फ. इट हैज़ नॉट बीन इम्प्लीमेंटेड येट. फाइन. सो द सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट. यू आर आस्क्ड टू मार्क द इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट, सो योर आंसर विल बी ऑप्शन ए. दैट इज ओनली वन इज इनकरेक्ट. फाइन. Okay, so I believe that this is clear. Moving forward, so with respect to the Himalayan region, there has been a report, or you can say there has been a study by a group of scientists backed by the Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Science and Tech, who have analyzed, and they are of the view that satellite based real time monitoring of the Himalayan glacial system or the Himalayan region, if it is done, then it will be very beneficial for us to minimize and strengthen the early warning system and tackle the disaster risk. ठीक है. चमोली डिजास्टर भूले नहीं हैं अभी. आई बिलीव सभी को याद होगा जो उत्तराखंड में फ्लैश फ्लड्स आए थे अभी. तो दिस सैटेलाइट बेस्ड रियल टाइम मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम or monitoring of Himalayan glacial catchments would improve understanding of flood risk in the region. अब देखो, जो भी ग्लेशियर्स हैं रिट्रीट कर रहे हैं हिमालयाज में, हिमालयन माउंटेन सिस्टम्स में, certainly because of global warming, certainly because of the increased climate change activities that are at play across the globe, not just in India or not just in the Asian continent but across the world. और उसके चलते जो ग्लेशियर जो हैं वो रिट्रीट कर रहे हैं, ये हिमालयन ग्लेशियल कैचमेंट्स जो हैं, और जो इससे वहाँ पानी, जो बर्फ़ पिघल के पानी में कन्वर्ट हो रही है, दैट इज़ लीडिंग टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ व्हाट यू कॉल अ ग्लेशियल लेक और अ मोरेन लेक. ग्लेशियल लेक आप प्रीडोमिनेंटली उसको कहते हैं. ठीक है. सो दैट लेक लीड्स टू व्हाट यू कैन से अ सॉर्ट ऑफ that water getting accumulated there, and if the levels rise up to a level where it breaches the boundary which is holding that water, then it rushes downstream. Gallons of waters, it goes gushing down the stream and it causes havoc. That is what you call a glacial lake outburst flood. Fine. So what this study has said that it will also help inform an early flood warning system that could help curb disaster and save human lives. This is another observation. This should be the future strategy to reduce loss of human lives during glacial lake outburst floods, as reported, and it was carried out by scientists from IIT Kanpur with support from DST, that is your Department of Science and Technology. ठीक है, तो इन लोगों ने कोलैबोरेशन में ये स्टडी कंडक्ट की थी जिसकी रिपोर्ट की ऑब्जर्वेशंस हम देख रहे हैं, एंड इट हैज बीन पब्लिश्ड इन द इंटरनेशनल जर्नल साइंस. फाइन. So what is important for you to remember is what is a glacial lake outburst flood, how can you reduce the disaster, or how can you reduce the loss of human lives and property if at all a GLOF is to happen. ठीक है, तो prelims में एक तो ये important है आपके लिए कि what is a GLOF, what is a glacial lake, what is a glacial lake outburst flood. इससे रिलेटेड ऑलरेडी कई बार न्यूज़ में पहले भी आर्टिकल्स आ चुके हैं. फाइन, स्पेशली इन द लाइट ऑफ दैट चमोली इंसिडेंट विच हैपेंड इन उत्तराखंड. सो let's take a couple of questions on these two particular phenomena. So which of the following statements is or are incorrect about the Himalayan mountain region? Yes, so I'll pause here for a couple of seconds and then I'll discuss these statements. Okay, so let's take up the first statement. पहली statement क्या कह रही है? 1/7 of the world's population depends on rivers flowing from these mountains for water to drink and irrigate crops. Yes, this is the significance के 1/7 of the global population is dependent on the Himalayan mountain region system. ठीक है? Then hydrologists often nickname this region as the third pole of the world. Yes, certainly. पोलर रीजन्स के अलावा, नॉर्थ एंड साउथ पोल के अलावा जो ग्लेशियल शीट्स हैं वो इतनी ज़्यादा हैं इस रीजन में कि इट हैज़ बीन टर्म्ड ऑफन बाय द हाइड्रोलॉजिस्ट्स एज द थर्ड पोल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. फाइन. एंड द ग्लेशियर्स इन द हिमालयाज आर मेल्टिंग एट अ फास्टर रेट, क्रिएटिंग न्यू लेक्स एंड एक्सपैंडिंग द एग्जिस्टिंग वंस. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट. नाउ सी, सिंस दे आर at a very faster rate creating these new lakes, that is why it becomes all the more important for us to take proactive steps so as to reduce the risk of a disaster. ठीक है, पहली बात तो आपको इन फ्रेजाइल इकोसिस्टम्स को छेड़ना ही नहीं चाहिए, चाहे किसी भी तरीके से आप हार्म कर रहे हो डेवलपमेंटल प्रोजेक्ट्स के थ्रू या कोई भी कंस्ट्रक्शन एक्टिविटीज़ के थ्रू. और दूसरी चीज़ है कि अगर आपने अब ये जो चीज़ें कर दी हैं, जो नुकसान ऑलरेडी पहुंचा दिया है, तो एटलीस्ट मिटिगेशन के लेवल पे जो अभी हमने बात की है, जो स्टडी ने भी जो पॉइंट आउट किया है कि उसकी मॉनिटरिंग तो एटलीस्ट जो है यू शुड बी डूइंग एट अ प्रोएक्टिव लेवल. फाइन. सो दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू बोथ योर प्रीलिम्स एंड मेंस. सो द आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन वुड बी ऑप्शन डी, दैट इज नन इज इनकरेक्ट, बिकॉज द क्वेश्चन वांटेड यू टू मार्क इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट्स. फाइन. ओके. So the third pole and 1/7 population, take a look at it in the PDF, and the associated phenomena, this I have mentioned here separately also, that is glacial lake outburst floods, जो हमने बात थोड़ी सी पहले भी की थी previous slide में. So they occur when either a natural dam containing a glacial lake bursts or when the lake's level suddenly increases and overflows its banks, leading to catastrophic downstream destruction. ठीक है, just imagine करो, I'll just take a couple of minutes here to explain it to you people. Just imagine that this is roughly a glacier. Fine. Rather, not here, I'll draw it here rather. Just imagine that this is roughly a glacier. Fine. And this particular point here, if we call it the point A, ठीक है, मान लो ये पॉइंट ए पे यहाँ पे ग्लेशियर है. If it starts melting and it starts retreating, if it starts melting, the glacier has started melting and retreating. Then relatively it will move backwards, or you can say that it will move backward from its initial position, that is this point A, to this new position which you can say point B. तो ये जो पॉइंट ए और पॉइंट बी के बीच का जो एरिया है, यहाँ पे जो भी ये रिट्रीट करके आइस पिघलेगी, इट विल सॉर्ट ऑफ क्रिएट अ ग्लेशियर लेक हेयर. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर टू यू. देखो ये यहाँ पे ओरिजिनली इट वॉज प्रेजेंट हेयर. I'll just change the color so that it is clear, it becomes more clear. This is the new position. This is the new position here. That is the point B. I'm just briefly explaining to you what is exactly a glacier lake and a glacier lake outburst flood. ठीक है, ये पॉइंट A था and this is point B. और ये इनिशियली जो है ग्लेशियर पॉइंट A पे था और ये मेल्ट करके रिट्रीट कर गया कहाँ पे, पॉइंट B पे. और जो ये वाला एरिया था जहाँ पे ये ग्लेशियर इनिशियली था और ये आइस पिघल के यहाँ पे पानी बन गया, तो दिस हेयर, this the circle which I am drawing, this is sort of you can say a glacier lake which has been created. अब बात ये हो रही है कि ये जो एम्बैंकमेंट है, या आप कह सकते हो जो ये बाउंड्री है इस लेक की, when this water level here will rise in the glacier lake because of the melting ice which is further supplying water to it, you can say it will once breach the boundary, and when it will breach the boundary, जैसे ही ये बाउंड्री को ब्रीच करेगा, this water will flow downstream. This water here that was earlier bound here or stopped here by this boundary, this is a natural boundary, ठीक है, ये this will start flowing downstream and this water will cause havoc. उसको आप क्या बोलोगे? That is the phenomena which you will call a glacier lake outburst flood. उस phenomena को आप क्या बोलोगे? A glacier lake outburst flood. I'll write it here as well for you. It will be called a glacial lake outburst flood, जिसके बारे में ये स्टडी जो है आईआईटी कानपुर की, बैक्ड बाय द डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक डीएसटी, वो हमने अभी डिस्कस की है. ठीक है, आई होप दिस इज क्लियर. इवन इफ देयर समथिंग व्हिच रिमेन्स एज अ डाउट टू यू, विल हैव अ डिस्कशन ऑन देम इन सब्सिक्वेंट क्लासेस. फाइन. सो आई एम स्विचिंग बैक टू द पीपीटीज. ठीक है, तो दैट इज द बेसिक फिनोमेना ऑफ अ ग्लेशियर लेक आउटबर्स्ट फ्लड. Rest you can read it from here. Now moving to the question. Yes. So which of the following statements is or are correct about glacier lake outburst floods? It refers to the flooding that occurs when the water dammed by a glacier or a moraine is released suddenly. Glacial retreat due to climate change occurring in most parts of the Hindu Kush Himalaya has given rise to the formation of numerous new glacial lakes, which are the major cause of GLOF. I believe after the explanation it would be a low hanging fruit and you will be able to crack it easily. I'll wait for a couple of seconds. Okay, so let's discuss the first statement. अभी fresh हमने GLOF discuss किया है, तो I think this should not be a problem for you to solve it. It refers to the flooding that occurs when water dammed by glacier or a moraine is released सडनली, यस सर्टेनली। देखो वहां उस डायग्राम में, यहाँ पे आई जस्ट स्विच इट, जो बात की थी हमने ये बाउंड्री की, दिस इज द बाउंड्री जो विच इज मेड अप ऑफ द रिमेन्स ऑफ द ग्लेशियर, रिमेन्स ऑफ, जो ये ग्लेशियर मेल्ट करके पीछे गया है और उसके जो रिमेन्स हैं, चाहे वो आइस हो, चाहे वो कुछ पेबल्स हो, चाहे स्टोन्स हो, चाहे सैंड हो, ठीक है, दैट इज द रिमेन्स ऑफ दिस ग्लेशियर विच आर एक्टिंग एज अ बाउंड्री टू दिस लेक और दिस वाटर विच हैज एक्यूमुलेटेड हेयर। उसको आप क्या कह सकते हो? ग्लेशियल रिमेन्स कह सकते हो, या फिर आप उसको मोरेन्स भी कह सकते हो। दैट इज द रेमिनेंट्स ऑफ द ग्लेशियर। I hope you must have read this term in your geography module, and if you have not, then certainly add it to your vocab. Be frank with this particular term, ठीक है? तो ये यहाँ पे इस बाउंड्री के लिए बात हो रही है। चलिए, so the first statement certainly is correct, and the second, that glacial retreat due to climate change occurring in most parts of the Hindu Kush Himalayas has given rise to formation of numerous new glacial lakes. Certainly that is correct, which are the major cause of GLOFs, that is glacial lake outburst flood. Exactly. So for question 4 the answer would be C, that is both 1 and 2 are correct. Both 1 and 2 are correct, and we have also briefly discussed a GLOF and a glacial lake. Fine. Chaliye. So now moving to the map based question for the day. Moving to the map based question for the day, that is, which of the following statements is or are correct about the Solomon Islands? Hanji. So I'll just take a pause here and let you people solve it. It is located in the Atlantic Ocean. It was once a British protectorate. And third, the Solomon Sea is a semi-enclosed sea located in the Southwest Pacific Ocean. Yes. So I'll give you a couple of seconds, I'll pause. Until then you can solve this question. Okay, so I believe by now you must have read all the 3 statements and marked what is correct and what is not. So it is located in the Atlantic Ocean. No, wrong. It is located in which ocean? It is located in the Pacific Ocean, and specifically in the South Pacific Ocean. ठीक है, तो इसलिए first is incorrect. Then second, it was once a British protectorate. Yes, the Solomon Islands, it was once under British rule. Now what I want you people to tell me is that what is the difference between a protectorate and a colony? एक ब्रिटिश कॉलोनी अगर हम कहें और एक ब्रिटिश प्रोटेक्टोरेट कहें, then what is the difference between being a colony of the British and being a protectorate of the British? Mention that in the comment section. Fine. Then the last statement, the Solomon Sea is a semi-enclosed sea located in Southwest Pacific Ocean. Certainly by the name of these islands itself there is a sea, that is the Solomon Sea. So your answer here will be the correct statements, that is 2 and 3 only, which is option B. सिर्फ दूसरी और तीसरी स्टेटमेंट जो हैं वो सही हैं, ठीक है? I'll wait for your people's comment in the comment section with respect to the difference between being a British colony and a British protectorate. And Atlantic नहीं, Pacific है, specifically South Pacific. Fine. So let's take a look at the map now. So these are the Solomon Islands here as two parallel running strips, you can say. An archipelago or a group of islands here in the Pacific Ocean, and this side we have Papua New Guinea and Indonesia located. Then this is the Coral Sea, and here are the Fiji Islands. ठीक है, वही वाली बात है, रीट्रेट कर रहा हूँ मैं दोबारा कि जब भी कोई लोकेशन देख रहे हो मैप में तो उसके आसपास के एरियाज पे भी निगाह जानी जो है वो ज़रूरी है. So as to get a clarity, as you know, having a bird's eye view, which I often keep repeating. Fine. And more specifically for the Solomon Sea, here is the Solomon Sea located, this is the Solomon Islands, the various different parts of the Solomon Islands, ठीक है, और capital city जो है Honiara, if I'm perhaps pronouncing it correctly, that is Honiara, the capital city. Fine. So this is with respect to the Solomon Sea and the Solomon Islands. Fine. So that is all for today. We'll call it a day here only, and I urge you, all of you, stay safe. Cases are certainly increasing and we are witnessing a huge number of fatalities across the country owing to this new second wave, or the second variant as we are calling it. And all of you stay safe and stay indoors as far as it is possible. Fine. So I'll meet you tomorrow again with the same daily MCQs and current affairs session. Until then, take care, stay safe, study well. Thank you so much.